So, mental load, what is it and who carries it in your marriage? I'm Leslie Dories, your marriage coach, creator of the Hero Husband Project, and owner of Foundations Coaching. And a, in a 2020 Gallup poll conducted with 3,000 heterosexual couples, it was discovered that women still do more of the emotional and physical work in a relationship. This is called mental load. This is called the second shift. And the question that I have is, why is this happening? So, and by the way, if you know that it's happening in your marriage and you want to unload some of this, then I invite you to get in touch with me. Or if you notice that your wife is carrying a lot of this, but here's the deal. Many men have no idea it's even happening. And I'm going to tell you that I had my own mental load moment many, many years ago with my husband. Now, first off, I have to tell you, he has always been an active father. He has done, diaper changing, bath time, bedtime. He's done his own laundry since the day we met. He cooks, he cleans. So I got to tell you, that is not the issue with my husband. But I do the grocery shopping. And many years ago, I went to the grocery store, brought all the stuff home, brought it into the house, and I actually unloaded and put away most of it. But the toilet paper that I bought, the 24 rolls or 12 rolls or however many rolls I bought, sat on the kitchen counter for a few days. And I said to him, I said, am I the only one who can put the toilet paper away? And he looked at me in all seriousness and said, well, I just assumed that because you're the one who brought it into the house, that you would be the one to put it away. And he wasn't being mean. He wasn't being disrespectful. That's really what he thought. And I said to him, so it's not enough that I noticed that we needed toilet paper. And I put it on the list and I went to the store and I bought it and I brought it home and brought up the stairs. So if you've been to my house, you know what that means. I've got lots of stairs. And now I'm supposed to put it away. And he went, I never thought about it that way. And I said, please do. That right there is an example of mental load. And I'm going to tell you, ladies, if you're carrying the mental and emotional load for your family, I've got to ask you why. Now, we like to blame men for being incompetent and incapable. And I'm thinking that a lot of times either they don't notice or they don't put the same priority on it. And, this is one of those things that I think couples should really talk about from day one. And by the way, we're heading into the holiday season. And and guys, you need to understand this, that if your wife is carrying most of the emotional load and the mental load for the holidays, you're putting your marriage at risk. I'm going to tell you, marriage therapists and divorce attorneys' phones ring off the hook in January. You do not want to be one of them. Now, this idea that, we tend to be somewhat tunnel vision. We tend to focus on the things that we're doing, and we don't necessarily know what our partners are doing. And ladies, if you are taking on all of this emotional load, which apparently, based on the statistics, because in those 3,000 couples, it didn't matter the age, the income level, or how much work was done outside the home. So this is across the board. So we can't even say it's our mothers or our mothers doing this. We're doing this. And the question that I have is why? And more importantly, what is it costing you? Because guys, if your lady is exhausted and does not have energy to interact with you in a positive, intimate way, check out this mental load, right? Check out what she's doing. You may not even be aware of it. You may not know how long you have to sit in carpool line to either get your kids to school or home from school. These things are happening. We've got holidays coming up. Who's doing all the planning, right? If you are not taking care of your side of the family and you're leaving it to your partner, and I don't care if you're the which spouse you are, your responsibility is to deal with your family. Now, in conjunction with your partner, of course, you don't want to make plans to meet up with your family that your partner doesn't know about, but you're the one who needs to be communicating this to your family. It is not your partner's job. And if your partner has taken it on, figure out why. This goes to buying birthday presents, mailing stuff, all of this. It's like, in this poll, they actually found that men are doing much more in relationship with their kids. Great, because they're your kids too. But your house is your house. The holidays all come around for all of us. And, and I hear you guys, well, she wants it done her way. All right. That is grounds for a conversation, not an abdication. And this is where people get caught up. And you might not truly care one way or the other. But if your wife cares about these things, then they at least need to be on your radar screen, and you have to have a conversation about them. Because this carrying of all this stuff. So basically, if you have kids and you're traveling, make sure that you are actually involved in packing up your kids, because especially if the kids can't do it themselves, and even, when they get to an age, that's okay. But when they're little kids, they can't pack their own suitcases. You need to know these things. This is part of being a partner. This is part of being a team player. If you're playing defense on your soccer team, you still know what the offense is doing. You're not actually doing it, but you know what their job is. You know what they're doing. It's the same thing in a marriage. So please don't let this mental load, this second shift, destroy your relationship, because basically, guys, it's destroying a lot of them. And women, I got to ask why you're taking on stuff that you don't want to take on. So if you have any questions about this, I'd love your comments. I'd love your feedback on this. I'm really interested in finding out how people get themselves into these situations and why they stay with them, as opposed to having a conversation about them. And if you're ready to have a conversation with your partner, or want to have one but don't know how to do it, I implore you to get in touch with me. You can direct message me. You can put a comment down below saying, please contact me, or you can send me an email at Lesli, Lesli, at foundationscoachingnc.com. And so until next week, stay loving.